Praise Yahweh.
Praise God.
All right. There was a, it'll pick me up anyway. There was a statement that was made twice publicly about me, and it was made at 2 temples. And I just don't want anybody to get confused. And I know that the statement was made in good faith and well-meaning, but I also know that this is something that we really have to be careful when we say things so we don't mislead people. So I'm just gonna say this to everybody, and like I said, I'm filming this because maybe Yahweh wants me to put it on DVD to give to the brother and sisters, so then they understand why Yahweh told me to stand up and say this. So we want to go to Psalms, the 146th chapter. And, yeah, I don't have it. Let me get my Bible.
Praise
Yeah,
God.
you want to go to Psalms 146th chapter because this is very, very important.
Yes, it is. Thus says Yahweh.
I'm not trying to bash anybody. All I'm doing is doing what Yahweh told me.
That's all we're here to do.
Yeah.
Thus says Yahweh.
Psalms 146. I have to get up and say what Yahweh wants me to say.
Yes, praise the mighty God.
Psalms
That's it.
146, and can I just have somebody read off camera? Let's start at verse 3. 146,
The mighty Yahweh.
verse 3 and 4.
Put not your battets in thy seed, nor in Ibryi Adam, in whom there is no help.
Verse 4.
His breath goeth forth, he returned to his earth. In that very Yowm, his thoughts perish.
All right, so now here's Yahweh telling me, put not your trust in men, even if they're a prince. He said, because there's no help.
Right?
So, if I stand up and say, I'm following Brother Anna, and I'm standing up in the temple in front of Yahweh's people, that can be confusing.
Yes, yes, can.
Yahweh just told me, don't put my trust in him. In other words, that's the same thing as following him.
Right.
Okay? Let's go to 1 Samuel, the 8th chapter. So the statement was made, I am following Sister Shelomah. And I'm getting myself out of trouble with Yahweh.
That's right.
1 Samuel, the 8th chapter. We're going to see where our forefathers got in trouble.
Yeah.
They wanted to follow people, and there's something about us as humans, we got this thing where we want to see stuff, and we want stuff right in front of us.
Right.
1 Samuel, the 8th chapter, let's read verse 22.
Praise Yahweh. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 22, and it reads, And Yahweh remarked to Samuel, hearken unto their voice, and make them a melody. And Samuel marked, and the Adam of years go, ye every Adam into his city.
Okay? It said, Yahweh said to Shemuel, this is when ancient Israel was saying, hey, we want a king like all the other nations.
Yep.
We want somebody we can see with our natural eye. Well, who was their king?
Yahshua.
Yahweh and Yahshua.
That's right.
Who is our king?
Yahweh and Yahshua.
So for them to want a physical person,
Right.
that wasn't what Yahweh wanted. All right? Let's go to Hebrews, the 12th chapter. And here you see that the Nabi, the prophet, Shemuel was upset.
Yeah.
Why? He understood. You don't need no physical person
Right.
over you, and you shouldn't be pushing for a physical person. And again, I'm positive it was meant well. There was no wrong motive.
Right.
But what Yahweh is letting me know is that I need to let people know that Yahweh in Yahshua's temple does not go by that philosophy.
Oh no, you gotta get Yah his
I'm
glory.
not following Brother Yasser.
That's right.
I'm not following Brother Anna. I'm not following Sister Darak. Vice versa, nobody should be telling me they're following me.
All right.
All right? Hebrews the 12th chapter. And then we're going to read verse 2. But I asked sweet Sister Yakir if I could share this with you. Because this is a good illustration of what can happen when it's allowed to be somebody stand up and say they're following some man. Because I'm human.
Right.
I'm going to make a mistake.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to say something that's going to get on your nerves, or you think I shouldn't have said, or I'm going to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Then what's going to happen is you're going to want to fall out with Yahweh.
You're going to get offense.
But the sweet sister that said I could use this example, last Shabbat, I made the salmon croquettes. And if you're following me, when you find a hair in your food, you will fall out with Yahweh. Well, it just so happened, last Shabbat, sweet sister Yakir came and whispered to me that she had just found a hair in her food. And it was a long hair, even though I had my head covered. So I apologized to her. And you know, love covers a multitude of sin.
Yes, it does.
What she did was, she said, oh sis, that's all right. I just pulled it out because I know it's anointed, and I kept eating. This sister was just born, what, 4 or 5 months ago.
Hallelujah.
See how she covered that? But now, if I'm allowing people to stand up and say how you all are following me, when you found that hair in your food, then you go, I'm not going to that temple no more. You know, I'm following Shelomah and found a hair in my food. And so you see why it's so important to get people's eyes, get your eyes off of me.
Yep.
If you following me, as soon as I do something you don't like, you're going to fall out with me.
Right.
That's why the Ruach told me to stand up and say, if you following me, you're going to find a hair in your food.
Right.
If you following me, you're going to find something
That right.
to look at me and not like.
That right.
Keep your eyes on Yahweh.
That's it.
You are following Yahweh.
That's it.
You are following Yahshua. Please don't go to any other temple or anywhere else to talk about how you following me. Amen. All right. Let's go to Acts the 3rd chapter.
You didn't want to read.
Oh, okay. Let's read Hebrews 12 and 2. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, we want to read that.
Well.
So nobody should be following me. I just happen to be the person that Yahweh said should serve you at this point.
Hallelujah.
I'm your servant.
That right.
I'm here to serve you.
Hallelujah.
And I made a joke with Sister Yakir. I said, I hope maybe y'all will think about, okay, Yakir found a hair in her salmon patty, then maybe we shouldn't have Shelomah cooked food. I didn't put it in there, but I'm just saying, sisters, brothers, y'all might want to think about that. And then I won't have to cook no more food. All right. Praise Yahweh.
Praise God.
All right, let's read Hebrews 12 and 2.
Looking unto Yahshua, the author and the finisher of our eminence, who for the high simcha that there was set before him endured the crucifixion, despising the same, and is set down at the Yahweh of the throne of Elohim.
All right, so it says, look unto who? Yahshua. In other words, and look unto who? Yahweh. And when I stand up here, just because I stand up here, we had a lesson which was on the Sabbath evenings, so you might have missed it. But sometimes when people stand up here, like Yasser was up here today, you might want to be studying all the nooks and crannies in Yasser's face. Don't be staring him down so hard. That's why Kiefer said, why are you staring me down so much after the lame man was healed? But this is part of our human nature.
Yes.
So we as Yahweh's leaders, again, I'm not leading you nowhere. You better be following Yahweh and Yahshua. But we as Yahweh's leaders always have to be sure we deflect things off of us.
Hallelujah.
Don't have people looking at you, because as soon as you do something, and you gotta do something, as soon as you do something, then they're gonna want to throw Yahweh away, because people get confused.
Right.
So we should never be just taking people, even when they mean it, as something good. But it's not flattering. That's not flattering. That'll get me in trouble with Yahweh. And he gonna say, Shelomah, you heard these people stand up and say that.
Right.
Why didn't you correct it?
Right.
Because if I get off track, I had used the example with Brother Anah. If you think you following me, if I sat down at the table and I ate a pork chop, there might be some people that say, oh, well, you know, I'm following Sister Shelomah, so I can sit down and eat a pork chop too. But there will be those of you who can rightly divide and discern,
That's right.
and then you'll say, Sister Shelomah eating a pork chop, I got to leave her alone.
Yeah.
Well, because you weren't following me in the beginning.
Right.
You should never be following me. You can look at me as an example.
Right.
Don't stand up talking about you following me. Don't get me in trouble, because I'm gonna slough that off. And you can get upset with me if you want. I gotta. Yahweh said, stand up and tell it like it is. You're following Yahweh and Yahshua. All right, let's go to Acts the 3rd chapter. So as one of Yahweh's leaders, I am diligent in deflecting attention off of me. And I will do it every time.
Hallelujah.
You tell me, oh, that was a nice sermon, this and this and this. I'll say praise Yahweh.
That's it.
And I may say thank you, but the bottom line is I'm saying praise Yahweh.
That's right.
I'm not taking none of Yahweh's credit. I'm not taking no attention off of Yahweh and Yahshua. Acts 3, and let's read verse 11.
Hallelujah. And as the lame Adam, which was Shalom, held Keeper and Yachanan and all that I am ran together unto them. And in the bush that is Korah, Shalomah's greatly wonder.
Now they wonder, okay, the keeper had just the Ruach through him. Yahweh had just healed this man.
Right.
And then all these people running. Okay, whoa, this man was lame. But what's going on? All right, verse 12. Now what did Keeper tell him?
And when Keeper saw it, he amar unto the high you Adam of Israel, why marvel you at this? Or why look you so earnestly on us? As though by our own Michelle or our Kadeshness we had made this Adam to walk.
He said, what are you staring at me for? If we do something good, if we're on TV, what are you looking at us for?
Right.
This is just Yahweh doing stuff through us.
That right?
And again, don't be standing up talking about you following any man, because we will let you know we are only following Yahweh and Yahshua. And just because we don't physically see them doesn't mean we're not following them.
Hallelujah.
Doesn't mean we don't love you. But you're treading on dangerous ground when you're standing up talking about you're following one of us. Like I said, you follow me, you get a hair in your food.
Right.
Yahweh said, just use that example.
Praise Yahweh.
All right, let's go to Exodus 32nd chapter. So Yahweh's law forbids me from allowing you to focus on humans.
Right.
Instead of your true leader.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh and Yahshua.
That's it.
And then there was something else happened, Exodus 32nd chapter, and we had to do something a little different, and Brother Anah handled it and gave out the instructions, did it perfectly.
Hallelujah.
But when you have people that are not familiar with what the order of service is and what protocol is, Brother Anah gave instructions, but something else was done, and toward the end of the service, if you were here, you noticed that the part that was supposed to be after the numbered blessing, well, the brother who is not as familiar with our service kind of went ahead and walked over to the wall and started doing the blessing that we do together. Well, there was a few sheep that walked to the wall with him. All right? But after it was all over, guess who said, all right, people, let's assume the position. A child. So even she discerned. It's like, okay, people make mistakes. They get confused.
Right.
So that was Yahweh just letting me know, you better get up and say, people are not following you.
Right.
You better address this, even though it was meant well. Like I said, the brother went to the wall, and there were some people who went to the wall, and we weren't even done. So we're still learning, we're still in training. But the brother gave specific directions and instructions. He even prayed the prayer. Exodus 32, let's look at verse 1.
Hallelujah. And when I saw that Moshe delayed to come down out of the mount, I gathered himself together to Ibryi and Amar unto him, up, make us Elohim which shall go before us. For as for this Moshe, Adam that brought us up out of the land of Mizraim, we brought not what is become of him.
Now, why are they upset with Moshe? Because he's up in the mountain.
Right.
They think they're following Moshe. They think they're following a man.
Okay.
And then what they talking about? Okay, let's make us something else that we can see.
Right.
Again, you're not going to see Yahweh and Yahshua because you die if you saw him.
Right.
You're not going to see him until you get your glorified body.
Hallelujah.
But don't make that think you're following any man down here, because the minute you do that, you're going to be like these other people out here. And after this man, what was his name? Yahweh ben Yahweh. He talking about he's Yahshua. After he died, then they so busy looking to have a physical man because they think they're following a physical man. Now, whoever this second guy is, and he ain't saying he resurrected from the dead, but he's saying, okay, now I'm the man, and I'm your leader, so you follow me. So what happened? Every time somebody died, what, y'all just go to pieces? No, you're not following any physical man.
Right.
If that was the case then when Micaiah passed.
Right.
You understand? So you see how dangerous that statement is?
Yep.
You would follow.
No matter how nice the person is, no matter what the person is doing, if you stand up talking about you following this man, you missed the boat.
Yep.
You're headed in the wrong direction. All right, so they're upset with him, talking about, hey, we don't know what happened to him. Why? Because they made him their spiritual leader.
Right.
Now, there's some things that you can show me, and I can show you as a mentor.
Right.
That don't mean I'm your spiritual leader. No, I'm not. I'm not. Just find out now. No man or woman is your spiritual leader.
None.
Now, they'll stand up and tell you they are, but you better back off and know, okay, this person's crazy. Talking about they're my spiritual leader.
The bars of Yahweh is.
All right, so you can read in Deuteronomy 1st chapter where it talks about Moshe let him know, hey, I'm not your leader. It said Yahweh was a cloud of smoke before you. He was fighting for you. Deuteronomy 1:30-33. We're not going to read that for the sake of time. It says Yahweh goes before you. He fights for you. He did all this for you in Mizraim. And then he said he went before you. He searched out a place for you. He was a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. He's doing the same for us.
Yes, he is.
Yahweh and Yahshua. So you're not following me, you're following Yahweh and Yahshua. If you stay stuck on me, you're going to end up with a hair in your food and maybe the lake of fire.
That's it.
All right, 1 Corinthians 3, and this is the last scripture. So this is a stage that we go through.
Praise the mighty Yah.
When we first come in, we're real impressionable, just like children. And we, just going by our senses and stuff.
Right.
But now, we're supposed to grow up out of that.
All right.
1 Corinthians 3. And let's start at verse 3. 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 3.
Hallelujah. For you are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying, and strife, division, are you not carnal and walk as Adam?
All right, now he said, these are people at a certain level, and you can't know until somebody, again, this is not accusing. This is just letting you know, so that if you come back and do the same thing, then I don't know what to say, but at least you all will know. Don't be coming talking about I'm standing up telling nobody. you following me. Okay? So he says this is at a certain level, but we're supposed to learn better.
Right,
All
right.
right? What are these people doing that he said need to learn better? Verse 4.
And for a while I am of Saul, and another I am of Apollo. Are you not carnal?
All right? I'm following
Right,
this one. I'm following that one. Where's Yahweh and Yeshua in all this?
right,
Yahshua said if you're doing that, you're at a certain level and he wants you to learn better, saying it in love, and stop doing that. But while one says, I'm following Shaul, I'm following Apollo, and he said, you got a problem.
right.
You're supposed to be following Yahweh and Yeshua. He
That's
said,
right.
you're in this lower level here and you need to come up.
Uh-huh.
All right, verse 5.
Who then is Saul, and who is Apollo, but ministers, by whom you believe, even as the Hadon gave to every
I
Adon.
said, who's these physical men?
You're right.
And some people, you know, the Sunday church, they put Shaul up above Yahshua. Oh, yeah, Shaul this and this and that. He said, who then is Shaul and Apollo? Who are these men but servants by whom you believe?
That's right.
Again, Yahweh set me up to serve.
That's right.
That's what I'm here to do. It says, even as Yahweh gave to every man. Whatever I have, Yahweh gave it to me. Don't be putting me up on no pedestal, because Yahweh know how to knock me off.
Yeah,
Guess what? I know how to knock myself off first.
Right.
Don't be putting me up there.
I know, right?
Okay? This is just letting you know. Don't put no man up there.
None.
Alright? Verse 6.
I have planted, Apollos my aim, but Elohim gave the
You
increase.
keep getting it back. Yahweh's the one. Yahweh's the one.
Yahweh's come over.
Alright? Well, we can stand up here and teach, or we can stand up here and do this. But who's causing us to be able to do this?
Yahweh.
Don't take
Yahweh.
any of Yahweh's glory. I'm not
None.
going to do it.
None.
I'm not going to let anybody try to give it to me. And you can call me mean or whatever.
No, it's just doing
But I know I want to make it to the kingdom. And people can mean well, but the bottom line is, don't be telling me no stuff like that.
Right, right.
Because that's real dangerous. That's Jim Jones stuff.
Right,
That's
right.
David Koresh stuff.
Right, right.
That's trying to keep my eyes down here and not seeing what's really going on.
Yep.
All right? So 7 says, so then neither is he that planted anything, neither he that watered, but Elohim that gives the increase.
That's it.
Hallelujah.
All right? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So now, does anybody have any questions? Because that's why I had to get up and say that, and I'm sorry that the brother and sister were not here to hear it.
Praise to
But
my
Yahweh said go ahead and say it. So
Right.
would anybody like
Yep.
to? You can turn that off, sis, if you want.
So, for the mystical part, that congregation can know. Like he said,